Welcome back, everyone! This is Jarenitis bringing you Pandemicraft! Today we are starting on episode 20. I'm sorry?
With friends.
With friends. Well, that's the whole point of Pandemicraft, is it not?
Yes.
So, today we are on episode 20, and we are hanging out with Max Rebo, Kitsy Fluff, Rain 2006, who you might know as my wife, and Atticus Taylor.
Hello.
And now we're going to say... Now you guys can watch me type horribly slow.
Very enthusiastic.
Today we're going to be starting to learn stuff about mariculture. As I discussed last episode, we can make jewelry with mariculture and it adds extra enchantments. But that's a little bit far ahead. I mean, we don't technically have to do the basic startup for mariculture, but I want to, because reasons. It's a cool mod that I've done a little bit of research in. I haven't researched it that much, to be honest with you. I'm kind of learning on the fly. But we're basically just going to start with a basic startup for mariculture. So mariculture is actually a very in-depth mod. There are quite a few interesting sides to it. If you've watched any of my stuff or followed along with me, you know that I have a thing for breeding bees, and that's part of forestry and extra bees and magical bees. Well, mariculture adds breeding fish, and as someone who had a fish tank for over 10 years, sitting right next to me here in the living room, I have a thing for fish. And so I think that I will probably, once I figure out all the mechanics of it, because believe me, doing bees took a lot of learning to figure out. So I'll have to learn a lot about the fish as well. So today is going to be the beginnings, the startup of mariculture, and then over the course of the next bunch of episodes, I will continue to expand on mariculture, just because it looks like a mod that I'm going to want to play with. It looks like something I'm going to have fun with. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And besides, it'll actually help for when I get started on a new series that I'm going to do. Although I'm not sure when I'll start the new series, but I'm going to do, since everyone else is doing it, we're going to do Agrarian Skies, because I just have to. Everyone else is doing it, and by the time I actually do it, everyone else will already be done, and people will be like, why is he doing Agrarian Skies? That is so 10 minutes ago. And I'll be like, because I want to. So anyway, we're going to get started with mariculture. And yes, it took me an actual almost 4 minutes to tell you all of that just so we could get started with mariculture. Okay, so the first thing we want to do to get started with mariculture is get a way to build the basic building blocks. Okay, to start with mariculture, you're going to want to make a vat. Okay, and the vat is simply copper in a U, just like you are making a cauldron, but it's copper instead of iron. So we're going to go ahead and we'll grab a stack of copper just because. And now, you may have seen last episode that I actually already had one of these. It's because I was already figuring it out. But we're going to start from scratch in this case, and we're going to go ahead and make a vat. So the vat is used to make the next thing needed, and one of the things that is used quite frequently in a lot of the mariculture builds, and that is burnt bricks. Okay, mariculture builds a lot of things out of burnt bricks. Here's burnt bricks for this piece. This is silicon carbide, which is coal, and that's not burnt bricks. Anyway, brick construction block, which is more burnt bricks. And then fluid tank, which is, that's just copper and wood. That's right. But burnt bricks, very big thing for mariculture. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the basics of burnt bricks. Okay, burnt bricks are, what's the slime doing in my house? Come here. Bye-bye, slime. I don't know why a slime would be in my house. It's not like my house is built out of a gigantic slime. It's, oh, hello, skeleton. By the way, thank you to Atticus Taylor for providing a face to my slime. He did it. I was AFK the other day, and he came in and built a face to my slime, which is very cool. He even signed it with -A, and I liked the way he did it so much that I decided to build the A as my front door. Goodbye, skeleton. Whee! So this is now the front door because I really like the way it looks. So at a point later in the future, we'll make the slime look a little more realistic with some other additions that I believe Atticus might help me with. I'm thinking he might, depending. It's going to take a lot of resources, but we'll get to it. Anyway. Sorry?
I might.
Yeah, might. Alright, so the other thing we're going to need is we're going to need some buckets of lava. In this case, I have 10 empty buckets and a very nice source of lava. Actually, where is my nice source of lava? My nice source of lava. I think it's... Oh, no, that's right. I can do it from here. Because I have lava run over here, so I can just steal from this. Alright, cool. So now we have a bunch of extra buckets of lava. So we're going to go ahead and go upstairs and make this corner of the house the Mariculture corner. Welcome to Mariculture. Alright, so what we're going to do is replace the vat down, and we're going to go ahead and fill it with lava. Now, we can actually pump lava into this if we desire to. It can receive lava from Buildcraft pipes. It can receive lava from item ducts. Not item ducts, fluid ducts, because fluid ducts, not items. And anyway, so you can go ahead and do this stuff like this. Now, there is no GUI for it currently. I don't know if there's supposed to be a GUI later to where you can actually click on it and see things. It says VAT Mariculture on it currently, but there are plans for that to say what is in it and how much liquid it is and what it is and so on. So to go along with this, now you can make burnt bricks. There are two ways. We're going to go ahead and look for it here. Burnt bricks are a vat filled with lava, and you put in either a nether brick or a normal brick, and then depending on whether you use nether brick or normal brick, it takes 8 seconds to 16 seconds to make a burnt brick. Now, it's kind of expensive because it actually says here that it requires 500 millibuckets of lava or 1,000 millibuckets of lava, depending on which one you use. Realistically, you want to use the nether brick because it costs a lot less lava to burn it. I mean, it's half the amount. It's half the amount of time and half the amount of lava. So I think I have some burnt bricks made already, but we're gonna go ahead and grab a couple nether bricks and some normal bricks, and I'll show you how this works upstairs. Going up. Alright, so we can come over here, and with this full, we can simply take the bricks and we can right-click them in. Now, you don't see anything happen right away, but when you see the smoke effects that you're seeing right now, that is happening, or that effect is essentially the progress bar. The smoke is occurring. Since I used a normal brick, it's going to take 16 seconds, and then it will be done. You'll know it's done because of two things. The smoke will stop happening, and the lava level will go down. Anytime. Oh, someone's coming over. Hello, Atticus. Welcome to Mariculture 101. So now that it's done, we can actually go ahead and right-click, and it gave me the extra burnt bricks. So we have 27 here. Now we can go ahead and click several of these into here, and it will go ahead and cook multiples at once. I'm not aware of the capacity for these, but if there is a capacity, I'm not aware of it. So anyway, so we're burning bricks, and if you look in here, you can actually see some of them starting to turn. If you simply right-click on it, it will go ahead and give you any finished product out of it, but it will not take back anything that is still cooking. Okay, and speaking of cooking, I need to eat. Okay, so there's another one done. Now, if you have some in there and you don't want it to do anymore, if you shift right-click, it will automatically empty it and pull whatever is not cooked into your inventory. So we'll go ahead and let those continue to burn, and we'll throw some more lava in here. Now, later down the line, I will be adding a automated lava filling thing, so we'll just have a vat that's constantly full of lava. So that's something that we shall do in the future. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take these burnt bricks, because now we have 31, and we're going to go ahead and make the crucible furnace. Okay, the crucible furnace is the first basic machine that you want to make to get you going on Mariculture. If there's another basic one, I'm not aware of it, but I'm thinking that's the one you start with. It's essentially just it's just like a furnace, but it runs off of its own stuff. I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. So let's step downstairs. Oh, those are done. Let's step downstairs. There's not an elevator in this corner. Really? I picked the one corner of the entire house that doesn't have an elevator? That's hilarious. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and build a crucible furnace. Now, crucible furnace is actually a multi-block structure, although it's a very small multi-block structure. It requires that you build 2 of these. So while we're making this, we're going to plan to make 2. So we've got plenty of burnt bricks. A burnt construction block is going to be iron blocks and burnt bricks. Iron bars, not blocks. I should have some iron bars here from where we've been raiding dungeons. I do, and that should be just enough to make 2 of these. Yeah, 2 of these, right. So we can go ahead and shift click that in, and now we've got the 2 construction bricks. No big deal. The second thing is going to be the empty fluid tank. Okay, we're going to want to make more than we need of these because we're going to use them again later. So we're going to need some normal glass, we're going to need some any kind of planks, and some copper. I'm sorry?
I'm back.
Oh, welcome back. Alright, so we'll just grab some of these, and we need some copper I've already got, and glass. Glass. Where do I hide the glass nowadays? There we go. What the heck? Do I even want to know?
I like the sounds it makes.
I was about to say, that was a really strange sound. I mean, it was just like one of those... I heard the sound and I turned and I was, what in the world is that? So anyway, here's the fluid tanks. We're going to go ahead and make 4 of them for now. We don't want to make too many of them because I'm not going to use them that greatly. And then, of course, the other thing we need is going to be these heating components. Now, these heating components are kind of a pain in the butt to make. You need blocks of clay, sand, and coal. Now, thankfully, we went and found a... There it is. We found a Badlands biome, which is... Was it Badlands, Max? Do you remember if it was Badlands that had all the clay in it?
No, not offhand.
Well, there was a place that had... I'm wanting to say it's a Badlands biome. And anyway, it has just tons and tons of clay, like, everywhere. So, thankfully... Why do I have... Atticus, last time you played this game, you did not survive it. Come on down the elevator one more time.
No, I don't have my particles turned on. So
Okay.
I thought you didn't either. So.
No, I've got my particles turned on. Okay, so what was... I'm trying to build stuff and Atticus is throwing stuff into my inventory. Alright, so silicon carbide. So 6 kilo silicon carbide makes 1 heating component. And we need a total of 4 heating components because we need 2 of these. So we actually need... I just lost complete train of thought. We need 2 of these per. It's 6 of these per 1 of these. So that means we need 24 silicon carbides total, which means we need 24 blocks of clay, 48 pieces of coal, and 48 sand. So we've got that, no problem. We've got the clay. Oh, I was about to say, did I really just grab 48 blocks of clay and that's exactly what I need? No, it's not exactly what I need. It's something else. And no, you didn't see anything because you're not supposed to see that yet. Atticus, I'm going to shoot you. I can see the potion particles, and I'd feel really bad if I killed you again. Anyway, so how do you keep becoming invisible? Is it like a trait you have, or are you just drinking potions?
I don't have any invisibility potions, nor do I have the trait.
Well, I'm not aware of an actual trait either, by the way, but...
It's the Cloak of Distortion.
Ah, okay, you told me about that earlier. I've forgotten that. Alright, so now we have 4 heating elements. This episode's going to drag on forever because the kiss keeps bugging me. Alright, so we can't shift-click this in because it uses a bucket, and a bucket's a non-stackable item, so we'll have to move it in ourselves. No big deal, though. And we should have enough to make 1, 2 of these. Does that Cloak of Distortion add any armor to you, sir?
It's not armor, it's an item.
Yeah, I know. Does it add any armor? Because you're not going to be safe.
No, it doesn't, but I'll just keep my armor on.
I just turned around and all I saw was a floating pair of goggles of revealing, and it's like, huh. Thankfully, lucky for you, my wither attack that I got from scraping the wither doesn't actually affect you, but it does affect everything else. By the way, since I'm talking about that, before we put this down real quick, I want to show you something. This is worth showing. Oh, it says there's a creeper here. Where is he? Oh, no fun. I need a creeper. I want to demonstrate my power. It says there's one right here. Is he in the basement? I wonder if we have a creeper in the basement. Let me go see if there's a creeper in the basement. Nope, he must be in the sub-basement. Oh, nope, here's skeletons. Not the creeper, though. Oh, well. Creepers run away from me now. By finding and scraping an ocelot, I isolated the gene of the cat, and now creepers, not only do they run away from me, but I can just run up to them and smack them, and they literally can do nothing against me. They can't even explode because the idea of being close to me frightens them so much that they can't even explode. So it's actually really cool. Pair of boots walking at me. Alright, so anyway, the Crucible Furnace, I'm going to go ahead and put it, here seems like a good enough place. So what we want to do is we want to be able to place the Crucible Furnace, but we also want to do, we want to give it something to help heat it up. The Crucible Furnace takes quite a while to heat up, okay? So what we're going to wind up doing is we're going to go ahead and place this fluid tank down here and put a bucket of lava in it. Okay, and by putting a bucket of lava in it, it's going to help heat up the furnace. So we're going to go ahead and place the main furnace here, and then we're going to place a second one on top of it, and as you can see, it forms a multi-block structure. And even though it's a few seconds late, multi-block form! Because I always say that when I form a multi-block, it's my thing. So anyway, now that we put it together, it has formed its multi-block, and we can right-click on it. Now, as you see here, this is the heat gauge, and the heat gauge is slowly rising because it's showing that it's burning something here, and we can put fuel in here, and that will actually make it heat up faster. It will consume the fuel and also be heated up by the lava. But since I don't want to waste the fuel, the lava will actually just heat this up by itself. Now, when I did my testing and trying to figure this out, it did not consume the lava. Okay, so 1 bucket of lava is all you need, and it will heat up and stay heated up forever. To my knowledge, now I don't know if it's supposed to be that way or if it's just something that is going to be changed in an update, but as best I can tell, it never uses up the lava, but it does continuously heat up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and look at the recipes real quick. This basically works a lot like the Tinker's Construct Smeltery, but it has its own capabilities for certain things as well. You can burn limestone, and it melts into quicklime. Now it says here what temperature everything needs to be for it to melt. And here on the item itself, it also says melting point 1064 degrees Celsius. And we have to, of course, heat the oven up to make it be able to handle that. Okay, and you can get quicklime and molten gold. There's 94 recipes for this. So as you can see, you can do a whole bunch of different things here. And of course, some of them have byproducts as well, like platinum ore from Electrocraft melts into molten platinum, and you can get a smooth stone secondary sometimes. Okay, now another interesting fact is that this also is an ore doubling mechanic. Okay, so you have a single platinum ore, it makes 2 ingots worth of molten platinum. Let's find something that we know really well. like a normal everyday ore. Come on, basic ore processing, anytime now. Ah, there we go, gold. So as you can see, gold melts at 1064 degrees, and you get 2 ingots with a possible side of unknown golden dust. Okay, 10% chance for unknown golden dust. And I'm assuming that the unknown golden dust is gold dust yet again. That should be the same thing. I'm not actually sure of that, but it should be the same general idea as if when you pulverize gold in a pulverizer, you get gold with a 10% chance of lead. In this case, it's gold again. So, as you can tell, this is going to take quite a while to heat up. So we're going to go ahead and step away for a minute while this heats up, and we will come back after it has heated up, and we will see what fun things we can do with the crucible furnace. And we're going to get started into, that's right, it's time to make some jewelry. We'll be back in just a minute. And we're back. It has not been just a few minutes. It has actually been 2 days, strangely enough. I stepped away for a minute, and then things happened, and then more things happened, and then, well, let's just say it hasn't been a few minutes, it's been a few days. Now it's just me and my wife. Say hello, Rain.
Hello.
And no one else is on at the moment, but it turns out that I made a mistake. I was wrong. The crucible furnace does indeed use up the lava. It's a very slow usage of the lava, but it does use the lava. Okay, therefore, I moved it down here because I also found out something else about it, and I found out that by surrounding the bottom block with lava, it's supposed to help it function better and work better overall. So we are going to take a couple of fluid ducts, and we're going to take an extra ender tank that I happen to have from previous, and we're going to hook this thing up so it can stay filled with lava, and we're going to go ahead and put some lava around it. Ah, I'm getting stuck on my automated pearls. Yes, you heard me right, automated pearls. We'll get to that in a minute. Alright, so we're going to, I hope I brought enough of these things. And switch to output mode. And yeah, there we go. We're starting to fill up the tank. Alright, now that we're filling up the tank, we're going to go ahead and also fill in around this thing. No, stop that. With actual source blocks of lava. Because this is supposed to make everything work better. It also makes a nice little pit of lava for you to jump in and die. And watch all your items go up in flames when you jump in and die.
You would never do that.
I would, see? Ah! 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 Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! The pain! The agony!
The horror.
The horror! You might happen to notice that I'm not taking any damage. Did I happen to mention that advanced genetics is horribly overpowered? By the way, advanced genetics is horribly overpowered. Scraping the cells of a zombie pigman makes it so you can swim in lava. It doesn't even hurt your armor. I mean, you're just invulnerable. It's just awesomeness. Alright, so now the crucible furnace is going to actually have to heat up again. So instead of saying we'll be right back in just a minute, because it won't be a minute because reasons. Exactly. We are going to go ahead and do a couple of different things when it comes to this. Okay, first off, when you go out and you find an ocean biome, you can find these cute little things called pearl oysters. Okay, they exist at the bottom of the ocean. They can be kind of hard to find, but once you start finding them, you tend to find them in 1s and 2s. I found as many as 4 in one place. Now, keep in mind, I didn't actually find all these oysters. This is due to a bug, a glitch that is a known problem, but is supposedly going to be fixed. Supposedly. As it turns out, if you were to place the oyster and then break the block underneath it, it drops, me and watering it keep getting stuck, 2 pearl oysters. So there's actually a duplication bug. they haven't fixed it yet, and I'm not going to be held responsible. So I duplicated a bunch of these because I want to be able to build out of pearl oyster, out of pearl blocks. And for said purpose, I have set up an automation system to constantly get me pearls. We might actually see one come through here in just a second. They tend to come through decently frequently. It takes a long time to get a lot of pearls. This, as you see, 21 stacks, 22 stacks. Here comes another one. Now, this is playing on a server, and the server has been running with this setup on it for almost an entire week. Okay, that's a long time, and this is actually not that many pearls. Now, for making jewelry and stuff, I have enough pearls to last for the rest of time, but for building from them, I do not. Okay, so since we like green so much, let me grab a stack of green, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Okay, you can take the green pearls, and you can make pearl blocks out of them, which, by the way, are actually pretty cool looking. They have the leaf texture, but they're slightly off as far as leaf texture goes. Now, when you make the pearl blocks like this, you can change them back into pearls just by putting them into the crafting grid again. However, you can make pearl bricks. Pearl bricks, once you make them, cannot be changed back. Those are now permanently pearl bricks. Okay, so it's not like I can, really go out, go all out with this. It's just not going to work out. So I need to have tons of these pearls. Now, I really only interested in a couple of the colors of pearls. However, in order to do what I want to do, I need to have it make all kinds of different pearls. First off, so I can make jewelry with them, and second off, so that I can go ahead and have a bunch of extra pearls to make blocks out of. Now, you can purposely force an oyster to make whatever color pearl you want, but you have to place the oyster on top of a colored brick, a pearl oyster, or a pearl brick of whichever color you want it to make. Now, I have my oyster sitting on top of hoppers, and that's what makes the automation work, so I can't actually force it to make the color I want unless I want to do it all manually. And the fun part about working with a server is that the server continues to run even when you're not around. So I'm going to continue to let that be that way, and I'll just have a bunch of extra pearls, and if anybody ever needs pearls, they know who to go see. Alright, now then, secondary thing we're going to go looking into. Since this is going to be a long time in the making, let me turn these back so I can store them. That crucible furnace is going to take a long time to make, and one of the things that mariculture is good for is fishing. So, we are going to go ahead and make our first fishing rod. Okay, our first fishing rod is going to be a cane rod, or a cane pole. What is that? Sugar cane seeds, magical crops. Okay. And anyway, you make just your simple mariculture reed fishing rod, and there it is. Now, you hold shift to show you the usable bait: ant bait, grasshopper bait, maggot bait, and raw fish. That's new. It's not supposed to have raw fish on there. Interesting, though. Okay. But in order to do that, in order to fish with this, you need bait. You can't fish without bait with this. So we need to make us some bait. And where is the item I'm looking for? It's called a sifter. And I swear I know it's here. I know it's here. And I can't find it. Ah, there it is. The sifter. So the sifter is simply sticks, planks, and a fishing net. The fishing net is simply sticks and string. So let's see. In my wooden stuff category, we got sticks, we've got planks, and we've got string. So now we should be able to just go ahead and throw one of these together. Alright, so we need some fishing. That's plenty of those. And we need one of these. Go. Alright, so the sifter is used to sift out different items and get different kinds of bait from them. So depending on what you sift gets you different kinds of baits. So let me see, where's my random? Here we go, 63 dirt. We're going to go with dirt, and then in the growy stuff, we're going to get some oak saplings, okay? And we're going to go ahead and go downstairs and make, you know, my mariculture corner was supposed to be up in the corner up there, but when you're working with a one brick floor, putting lava around this just wouldn't work, so I made this my mariculture corner. So, meh. Alright, so sifter goes like that, and now, simply by dropping items into the sifter, we will get bait, like this. Look, grasshoppers. So we just throw a bunch of the stuff in here, and grasshoppers and stuff go flying everywhere. Well, we don't really want stuff to go flying everywhere, do we? Well, of course we don't. So what we want to do is make it so that instead of stuff flying everywhere, ooh, wow, 50 grasshoppers, wow, that's awesome. Instead of grasshoppers going everywhere, we want to make it so the sifter has an inventory for them to go into. So what we want is our basic storage upgrade. Basic storage upgrade requires wicker, copper, and a chest. Wicker is just sticks and sugarcane. So we have all that stuff, so let's go ahead and make one real quick. Sugarcane. Did I still have any sticks left over? I do. And we'll need some copper. And we should be able to go ahead and throw one of these together real quick. Basic storage upgrade. Oh no, that's right, we need to make the wicker first. Go. Now, I happen to know for a fact that I'm going to use a lot of wicker over time, and therefore I'm going to get some extra. Now I need chests. I always need more chests. Alright, and then we can make the basic storage upgrade just like that. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of these just because I know I'm going to use them later on. We're going to be using a lot of different upgrades in this, and they all require to use the old ones to add to the new ones. So anyway, we can go ahead and take this, right-click on the sieve, and look, it added a little bottom thing, and now I have an inventory slot for the sifter. So let's go ahead and put this thing to the test. Now, the real question is, and this is one that I'm curious about. Alright, let's take these out of here, and we're going to just go ahead and drop 10 of these into there at once, and don't do that. And look, I got ant bait, and I got 22 grasshoppers. So you can actually just drop in large numbers of these. You don't have to drop them singles at a time. And that got me plenty of extra bait. So that's how the sifter works, and it actually is going to hold on to this stuff for me, so I don't have to worry about it. I wonder if you can sift sugarcane. Nope. Alright, so I will try to get a comprehensive list of what all you can sift. For the moment, we're going to go outside, and we're going to use some of this bait with our rod. We can use ants, grasshoppers, and maggots. Ants and grasshoppers can come from dirt. Maggots come from sifting zombie flesh, actually. The grasshopper bait, depending on the quality of the bait you use, determines what kind of fish you can catch or how easy it is to catch said fish. Okay, so ant bait is the lowest, maggot bait is the second, grasshopper is the third best, I do believe. And from what I understand, when you use these baits, you need to have, excuse me, yoink. Oh, and I still hit the water. That's no fair. Alright, anyway, so you put the bait in the slot next to the rod, and then if you watch, when I toss that out there, it used one of my grasshoppers. Okay, that was weird. The bobber's not floating. How am I supposed to know when I'm getting a bite? There. And there we go. I caught a stingray. And depending on what kind of fish you get different fish from different biomes, and then you can use the fish to do different things. Now, you see it says raw stingray. Raw stingray is because the fish is dead. Unfortunately, he died. Did not survive the encounter. Anytime a fish is outside of the water for a decent amount of time, it kills the fish. Okay, now by fishing underwater, I have now caught a neon tetra, and it has a lifespan and all that stuff, and that is because I caught it while underwater. The fish didn't technically leave the water, so it didn't die from being in the air too long. Now, being in my inventory, we can be out of here, and it won't hurt it because it's in my inventory. It's in suspended animation. And that's how we go about fishing. So I'm going to go ahead and do some more fishing, also while the crucible is warming up, and we'll come back next episode, and we'll show you what we can do with some of these fish. Hopefully I'm going to catch a whole bunch. I probably will use up all this stuff, but we'll see about that next episode. So until next time, this is Jeremiah signing off on episode 20 of Pandemicraft. And remember, help spread the gaming. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.